I mean, how since you're here, you know, we want to talk to you about your role, of course, and some of what you have on your plate, which is a lot, including the trade negotiations. Which ones are you most focused on right now?
Well, we're going to sort out India. You know, India basically has to open their market, has to stop buying Russian oil. You know, people don't remember, India didn't buy Russian oil before the war with Russia and Ukraine. They had 1% of their oil was from Russia. And now 40% of their oil is from Russia because we've sanctioned it so they can buy it, you know, $7, $10 a barrel cheap. So they're buying it, refining it, and then selling it to the rest of the world and making a bundle. So the president called nonsense on that and said, you got to stop that stuff. So I think India will sort it out once they stop buying Russian oil. We've got a big deal coming with Taiwan. We'll probably get a deal done with Switzerland. You know, Switzerland will sort its way out over time. You know, we'll see how that works out. But those are countries that are still out there. And, of course, South Korea. We made a deal, but let's see if they come through with the paperwork. You know, Japan came through with the paperwork. You know, it's one thing to shake the president's hand. It's another thing when the pen has to meet the paper.
Would you say Japan's the best success story right now when it comes to trade agreements?
Well, Europe and Japan are just amazing. I mean, Europe, 450 million people, $20 trillion economy, agreeing we will completely open to America, including taking our cars without their sort of nonsensical rules. And they'll pay 15% to us. So that was huge. And then Japan, who was never really going to open their market. I mean, you got to remember, 94% of Japanese cars, right, are Japanese, right? It's only 6%. And what American cars do we sell there? The Yakuza. You know, the gangsters drive Chevys. You know what I mean? So it's culturally not there. So they gave us $550 billion to invest for the benefit of America. Build the Alaska pipeline. Build nuclear power plants. Make your grid better. Do generic antibiotics in America. So the president has this National and Economic Security Fund to make America better because Japan was never going to really open their market. So they said, you know what? We'll buy down our tariff. So this is the power of giving the tariff and the economic policy to a businessman in the Oval Office who understands we can make America better, we can make America stronger. Tariffs are bringing in $40 billion a month, reducing our deficit. You know how much taxes we'd have to charge Americans?
Which
is that much money?
You know, I do wonder, and we've had this conversation, we'll continue to, in terms of the manufacturing side, because there's no doubt the tariffs are coming in. They're not causing a lot of inflation, which you've said, and Sarah certainly has been articulating. But it's not clear that they're also bringing manufacturing jobs yet either. There's no measurement I've seen of late that indicates they're coming back. It may be they're coming back, and we've had this conversation. It may be robotics. It may be that we get more activity, but it's not necessarily human activity.
Okay, August 1st, we make the deal with all these countries, right? So now everybody knows their tariff, right? So now you're going to see factories getting built in America at a scale that you have never seen before. Okay, more than $10 trillion of factory build coming. Right? And so there's huge amount of construction jobs. So I would say the first quarter of next year will be the best quarter of construction jobs this country's ever seen. And that's going to roll all the way through 26. So I think you're going to see GDP growth next year over 4%.
You do, 4%. $10 trillion over what period of time, Secretary?
Mr. Donald J. Trump, the President of the United States, during his term. You know, we negotiate. It's got to build it while we're watching you. Saying you're going to build it in 5 years? Come on, how's that help us? So President Trump's going to get these builds now, and you're going to see GDP growth even before the factories open, because construction jobs are amazing. So I tell you what, if you're in the construction business, everybody's going to be looking at you thinking you look great.